Welcome to Steam Explorer Snippets. Today, we're going to be learning about Mobuis strips. The Mobuis strip was discovered by two German mathematicians working independently from each other in 1858. Their names were Johann Benedict Listing and August Ferdinand Mobius.
Hi everybody, it's Miss Mary Ellen. Welcome to Steam Explorer Snippets. It's going to be a little bit shorter, but still pretty cool. Okay, today we're going to be talking about something called a Mobuis strip. Have you ever heard of that? We're going to learn some cool things about them today, okay? First, what I'd like us to do is take some of these papers, if you picked up the packet. If you didn't pick up the packet, it's okay. These are just strips of regular paper. They're 18 inches long and 2 inches wide, but you can make it, any shorter than this and it kind of doesn't work very well, but you can just cut your own paper, okay? So first we're going to take a piece of paper and just make it into a ring. Okay, you've done this kind of thing lots of times, I'm sure, for crafts in school. And we're just going to attach it at the ends. Okay, I'm just going to use tape. You can use tape or a glue stick. I would recommend to not use just a staple because you really want it to be stuck together from end to end. Okay, here is your basic ring. Okay, this is not very exciting, but now take one of the pieces of paper that you have, and if you'll notice, some of them have little yellow marks on the sides. Okay, I'm going to just get up for a second and bring this closer to the camera so you can see. Okay, see how some of these have yellow marks? Okay. Now, the way we make a Mobuis strip, okay, start like you're just making a regular ring, but then you need to give it a 1/2 twist. And the reason I have those marks on the paper is to make it a little bit easier. What you're going to do, if you can see this, you'll see that there's one mark down here and another yellow mark up here. We're going to twist the paper so that now the two marks are together. Okay, they're touching each other, the two yellow marks. And now, I'm going to tape the edges together. Okay. And if you've done this right, you should have something that looks like this. Okay, it's a little twisty. And we're going to do some fun things with these. Okay, so a ring. I have a pencil here. How many sides does this have? It has an inside and an outside, right? So if I take my pencil and draw a line on the inside, we'll see what happens, okay? So I'm going to start here, okay? And I'm drawing a line on the inside of my ring. La la la. And I get to here, and I have all pencil marks on the inside, no pencil marks on the outside, okay? Now I'm going to cut it in half. What do you predict will happen if I cut it in half? You know what will happen, right? Okay, but it's always good to make our predictions. So I'm just going to take some scissors, make a little snip. So what do you think is going to happen when I cut this in half? I'm just cutting along that line that I drew. And now I have 2 rings. Okay? That's not surprising, right? Okay, now we're going to see what happens when I do this with my Mobuis strip. This time I'm going to take a marker so that you can actually see the line better. And I'm going to draw a line starting on the inside here, I'm going to draw a line down the middle of my strip. Okay. And I've given everybody a couple so that if you make a mistake or something, doesn't matter, you can do another one. Okay, I'm going along here, and I'm coming to the line where I originally started, and it meets up. Now, check this out. I hope you can see this. I'll move these. There's a line on what you would say is both sides, the inside and the outside. Okay? Unlike the ring where there was just pencil on the inside and nothing on the outside, there's a line all the way along here, which means this only has one side. Kind of strange, huh? Let's see what happens when we cut it in half. What do you think will happen? So I'm going to make a little snip and cut along my line. Okay. Toss in the tape. Okay, so I've cut it in half. What do you think will happen? Do you think this is just going to make two rings? Like when I cut the ring in half? Check this out. It just makes one longer ring. Okay, there's still twists in it, but it's just one. Pretty cool. Here's something even trickier, okay? Take another Mobius strip and cut about 1/3 of the way in. Make a little snip. Here, I'll get up and show you. I'll do it with the marker so it's easier to see. Okay, we're going to make a little snip here, about 1/3 of the way from the edge. And now, I didn't draw a line. I'm just going to cut. Move it closer so you can see what I'm doing. I'm cutting about, not in half, okay? I'm not cutting it exactly at the midpoint here. I'm cutting it a little bit towards the side. And cutting, and here's something weird. At this point, I meet up with the other where I started my cut, but I'm going to keep going. What do you think will happen when I'm done with this? Do you think maybe I'll have an even bigger ring, like when I cut my Mobius strip in half? Let's see what happens. And keep cutting. And okay. Do you think I'm going to have an even bigger giant ring? Check this out. I have a small ring connected to a big ring. Okay, they're linked. Is that weird or what? Okay, well, this is Miss Mary Ellen at the Randolph Township Library. We'll see you next month.